Hello.
Hey y'all.
What's going on?
I'm just getting my comfort with my pillows.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, she expecting the baby. You see our shirts? We actually
They
uh,
light up when you move.
light up the world.
Okay.
All right, so what we talking about today?
Marriage to parenthood.
All
So
right.
the journey of love and adventure and entrepreneurship. Let's see. And I don't think I'm gonna keep these glasses on the whole time, but they are cute with my outfit, my lighted up outfit.
Hmm. All right. So we doing a little fancy thing here today. We still learning. So as we learn, you guys will see the difference in what's going on. Which I think it shouldn't have done that. What I just did. Let's go back here, and I'm doing. Go ahead, talk, babe, while I'm doing this.
Okay. Well, we first thank want to thank the individuals who watched our first episode of the business episode. This is our marriage episode. So we separate marriage and family um, because it is important to establish your marriage as you build your family. And when that doesn't happen, generally people have a family, but when the kids aren't around, they don't have a marriage. It's
Mm.
crazy, right? So we like to separate the two to make sure we have our foundation together and what we're doing and building this business so that when the baby is here, we have our family aspect and we have our marriage aspect. So I like to we like to have them be separate because they are two separate entities.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play our first question. You wanna read it? Oh, there it is.
So they didn't hear nothing we just did.
Nope.
Well then, what should we do?
Well, like I
Go back
said,
to the top.
this is something new. We
Go back.
learning.
Go back to the top.
All right. Go back.
So they can at least see the title page.
All right. Let's go. There it is. You can hear it. They can hear you now.
No, from the they don't see the title page or they do.
They see right here.
I'm at the first title page with the marriage and the intro. So we don't have an intro. We're just gonna go
We
straight
did
to
the
question.
intro already.
They didn't hear us.
They did hear all of that. They didn't hear this. The question.
They didn't hear me ask the question.
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay. We gonna take this out, right? You gonna edit this part out?
Possibly.
Oh
Possibly
my
not.
gosh. Can you share a brief overview of your journey from being newlyweds to now expecting your first child?
All right. So, I think. Can I go? I think I should go first.
Okay.
So when we got married, um, I come from a sheltered family. So my family being so sheltered,
It's cutting your head off.
I think what I've noticed is we got married. We went on a honeymoon, and that honeymoon was the best thing that could ever happen to me. You know, when I told her when we were dating, uh, I wanted to travel. Like my family didn't really do a lot of traveling, but her family did. So we would talk about like the things that she did, like her vacations. Like whenever the summer come, I knew she would go on her summer vacations, and she would show me videos and pictures of what they were doing. And I really wanted to travel. So after we got married, we ended up going to Dominican Republic, New York, Miami, Jamaica. I remember all four of those, and it was a lot of crazy stuff that happened during that time. Maybe she'll talk about some of that. But we were just gone, and we were gone for almost a month. during that time, I think, we got, closer even then. Like after being together for so long, I felt that was the best time for us to kind of like get to know each other without anybody else being around, either other family, no friends, no nothing. It was just us. So I would say, man, from there to through this journey of like what we've been doing this year to now expecting a child, I think we're ready. It's just about that time. I think that's what God just wanted to happen. What do you think?
I think we're not centered.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the lamp. It's like a lot of space over here, and then you cutting off your.
Let's try to switch it.
Let's just turn it. There we go. A little bit.
Is better?
A little better, but okay. But it was a little off. All right, whatever. So from the newlyweds, so like you said with the honeymoon, we did have like on our honeymoon, we had a moment where we were at a resort. This was in Dominican Republic. We were at the resort, and you guys, it was the most terrible resort I've ever seen in my life. It was Chilligan's Island. So you remember Chilligan's Island on Martin when Gina? Remember Chilligan's Island? That's exactly what we were. We were on Chilligan's Island, and it didn't have air conditioning. It was the bed was smaller than a full size bed, and you see us like, no, that wasn't gonna happen. That we were gonna sleep in there. Then they had a wooden window, and there were cows outside of the window.
Yeah.
Like, this was the worst place ever. Like, I was ready to cry. Like, we not staying.
No, you weren't ready to cry.
I didn't cry.
People, she cried.
No, I didn't.
She sat on the bed.
I did not cry.
And she said, "Babe, I don't know what we gonna do."
I didn't say that.
It smelled like cow boo boo, and it's just like, I mean, it was. And at that point in time, like, I wasn't worried about anything, but I was a little like, nah, we not staying here. Like, in order to flush the toilet, there was like a chain that you had to pull the chain
and then
down.
And then there was a
said
sign that
no
said,
paper towels.
do not put toilet paper in the toilet.
It's not regular paper, but like real like toilet tissue. Like, you had to put it in the trash can.
And then pull the chain. Yeah, it was terrible. It was pretty much when you go to these timeshare presentations, because when we were dating, we would go to timeshare presentations as a date. Like, that's what we did. We knew we weren't going to get the trip, but we went. We actually learned a lot about like sales and presentations actually with doing that. But we ended up getting the trip to Dominican Republic, and it is really important you learn about really reading the fine print.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't just pay attention to the pictures. You know, this was, how long ago was that?
15.
No, it wasn't 15. It was 9 years ago.
Are you talking about
we were doing a dating thing 14 years ago.
Are you talking we did Civil Leave? Oh, okay.
9 years ago. Don't put the name.
Oh, my bad. I don't think they ever. I don't think
you
they around.
You gotta edit that out.
I don't think they around no more. I mean,
well, if they are,
oh well.
Okay, but when that happened, you know, we ended up he found another resort, and we got to where we needed to be. So it was more so of, you know, once you're married, it's learning how to be married and learning the role you play in your marriage, and not taking the role you played in the family you came from to your marriage, because you may be playing your husband's role, and that's probably why it'll be friction. So it's learning how to play that, and just transitioning from an expecting mother now, from just being a lovely wife. It's that thing of taking on another role now. And, you know, of course, I can read books, I can listen to the advice other people give me, but, you know, it'll really hit, and I really understand it when I have to experience it and I have to go through it. But I did watch other people marriages. I did watch how marriages would change after they had children. I did pay attention to that. And, you know, how often we would probably see the parents After that time in the transition, and you know, just like when you get married, you need distance from other people so that you guys can cleave. It'll generally be the same when you have a child.
Yeah. Well, starting our own family.
Starting your own family and cleaving. So, yeah.
All right, let's go to our next question. Our next question is, how did the idea of starting a health, life, and retirement planning business come about? And how has it shaped your lives over the past 3.5 years? So I think you should go first on this one.
Okay. Well,
hold on, put it on the, how we go back? Oh, that's how you go back.
Well, we kind of already answered that in the business. We said why we started it, but
did we say?
Yeah, we said because like we both were teachers, and the benefits were needed when we decided to take the leap of faith.
Well, that's one thing.
How was it shaped our lives for the past 3.5 years? How has it shaped my life? Well, because I can't rely on the benefits that I have from my employer.
Well, you're talking more in a detailed way, but
okay.
I'm talking more like, I guess, we didn't spend a lot of time together when we first got married. So, after we came back, like the honeymoon was the most time we spent together. That was it. Like we did the honeymoon for 2-3 weeks, and then after that, we came back as teachers. We went back to work. When I won't go back to work as a music teacher, sometimes I'll be at school all the way at 6-7 o'clock at night. By the time I come home, we might eat some dinner, maybe watch some Netflix until I fall asleep. And that was it. And it was like back to back to back. I mean, we would go out here and there, but we really only saw each other maybe 3 to 4 times or 3 to 4 hours a day.
Well, let's say it wasn't coming home, watching Netflix and eating. You would play 2K.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you did. At the time, I wasn't playing 2K when we first got married. I wasn't playing at the time. But how it would go was our first year of marriage, I actually had to quit my job because I was starting to student teach, and I couldn't work at the school and student teach. They didn't allow it at that time. Now you can do it. Then you couldn't. That makes me sound really old. But that was only like
You're not really
8
old.
years ago. Okay, it wasn't that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But so when I quit my job, I actually took my salary. I was making like a fourth of my salary our first year of marriage. And that really was a test to our marriage. And that one, because the change of salary, of course, money. With marriage, money, it can be a big deal. And then two, the time, as in, again, I was full-time working and full-time in school. So while he would be working at the school till like 6 or 7, and then like going to rehearsals for church, I would have class, and then I would go to work, and then I would have class again. And I was also coaching basketball. Like, we both were just not really together, of course, nowhere near as much as we were on our honeymoon. I mean, I remember we got back from the honeymoon, 2 days later, started the first day of class for me. And then that following day started work. So it went from like spending every single day together to, barely seeing each other. And then it was just, time to go to bed. And he would just play 2K
or do music. I would do music.
Oh, music too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I was still living in single mode. So yeah, I had a wife who was in the house with me, but it was like these rituals that I had of what I needed to do in order to decompress myself from the crazy day that I had, especially working in the public school system. So
I mean, and that's fair. I still was hanging out with my friends,
right.
And most of my friends were single, so it was still the same thing. Like, okay, well, we live together and we're married, but as far as still operating the same way I did in the other system, it still occurred the same way, even when we were married. So it's really paying attention to, well, what is your marriage system compared to like whatever your family system was. Like, do you spend most of your time at work? Do you spend most of your time with the family you came from? And you know how you operate in that space. So
yeah. In the last three, like I said, the last 3.5 years, we talking about starting this and sort of kind of starting it before COVID, and then we went into COVID, and we were kind of guessing at it, and then we went all in maybe this last year and a half. So
yes.
Yeah, it was just a lot. It's been a great, I guess, a great journey to get to this place of like, I'm not sick of her.
Yeah, that's true.
I hope she's not sick of me, but
no, I'm not sick of you.
Okay, good. But I'm not sick of her. Like people say, well, you can't spend that much time being with your wife and your spouse. It's like, no, actually you can. But a lot of people just haven't. I don't believe a lot of people have gotten out of that ritual of being a single person. So I think during this time, like our marriage has kind of become stronger with spending this much time together without the outside influences of everybody else. We kind of have these conversations on our own of how we want our marriage to be, how we want our life to be as far as being parents, business owners, all that. It's kind of
Can we
shaped.
shift it? I'm sorry. It's a lot of space over here.
She got that OCD thing.
It's not OCD. It's
Yeah,
none
she
over,
do.
it's a lot of space over here.
Yeah,
And like the shot is just not. It's just not
the
right.
shot. You hear she's saying it's a shot. We got some. So shout out to Bryce and Mama Dude. We're gonna put a shout out to our video production
And can you
people.
turn the light? Is it the light? It's giving a glare. Should we turn it off? See how to look. Cause it's like not centered.
Is that better?
Is that too dark? Okay. I mean, I hope it's not too dark.
Well, now they can see more of my lights. Light it up. All right, moving on. Let's go to our next question. All
Okay,
right.
make it. Okay, no, I think it's fine. It's
right.
it's a bit centered.
It's on you. You got it.
How has the experience of traveling and exploring various places together strengthened your relationship over the years? You started last time, so I'll start this time.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, traveling together, just the two of us, as a wife, it causes you to allow your husband to protect you, especially if you were raised in a space where like you protect the people in the family, or you had to watch out for yourself. It put in a sense of like, okay, it is just the two of us, and the things that he would want me to be safe in certain aspects, because I'm the adventurous one.
Yes, she is.
So when we would go,
Hey, I got a story before y'all go there. We got our honeymoon. I didn't know how to swim. I still think I don't know how to swim. I mean, I'm better.
you do know how to swim.
But yeah, on these journeys, I had to learn how to do something, right? But she like a certified lifeguard. Like she stay in the water. So we go out. We was in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Go to Jamaica. She's like, I want to show you how we snorkel. And she told me these stories about snorkeling and how it was fun. And so my first adventure at snorkeling, like I'm in the ocean, like, and I don't swim. So
You had on a life vest. He had on a life vest.
So this is the crazy thing. We on the boat, and I don't know how these type of adventures go, but the guy who's like the leader of the situation, he gets out and he says, "All right, everybody, if you don't need a life vest, you guys can go on in. For all my people that need a life vest, here's the life vest right here." So I see a bunch of people jump in the water with no life vest, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? So Katina said, well, babe, I don't need a life vest. I'm going to jump in with everybody else. You go get your life vest, and then I'll see you out there. So I see these people jump in the water, and they just swimming. Then she jump out, and I'm sitting on the boat by myself like, okay, I don't think I was
Take
ready.
action.
I don't think I was
Take
ready.
action.
I don't think I was ready for it. So, but we gonna, yeah. She ended up leaving me,
No, I didn't.
and then I ran into a boat, and then I almost cut myself on the coral reef. The guy had to go and get me and like string me along with him. So yeah, that was that. But go ahead, keep going.
I didn't leave him.
Yes, you did.
Let's just say this. I was trying to swim beside him. But again, he is 6'5", And as he was swimming, every time he would swim, I would get smacked because he didn't know how to swim side by side. So I would just swim a little bit ahead of him so that I wasn't getting smacked or getting kicked because that's what was happening.
She was gone, people. I came up out the water. I looked around.
I was a bit ahead.
Was nobody was there. I was by myself on the other side running into a boat. And the
guy was helping you.
The leader had to swim back from where y'all was at to come get me.
You know what? I got caught up into what I was seeing. Like, if you ever been snorkeling, it looks like Shark Tale. Remember the movie Shark Tale?
Okay, go back to your thing.
It was just beautiful.
Go back to your thing.
So,
she left me.
I didn't leave. Traveling and exploring very Oh, so that is in trusting each other and like learning, you know, pretty much the role you play in your marriage when you're traveling because no one else is around. And how much time, excuse me, it was the baby. How much time you spend together and actually can talk to one another while you're together. It's like, oftentimes we'll be in a space together. This is marriage, couples, whatever. You be in a space together and both people on their phone. Or we can't be together without technology. We can't be together without watching TV. We can't be together without being on our phone. We can't be together like just sitting and having a full, real conversation. And in those experiences and traveling, a lot of times we wouldn't even put the TV on. We would literally just sit, talk about stuff, maybe play a game, maybe go see something and be adventurous. Now,
our phone didn't work most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time when we were out of town, the phone didn't work. Like,
we didn't have an international plan.
Exactly, and I wasn't paying for it. So if you catch me when you catch me. So that was the same thing. Like, we didn't have the technology, so that actually helped too. Like being able to sit a place for a few weeks or a few days and not use technology to entertain one another. Literally talk to one another and get to know one another. That's a challenge just for people who rely on technology in their phones. The other thing was, now business wise, it really focused.
Okay, let's go back to the question because I think
business. It said very strengthen your relationship over the years. So that's traveling personally. Traveling for business has been different because, like, you're not just my husband, you're my business partner. And even in business, we have the different ways. You're the tech person. You're the technical guy. You know, I'm the social people person. Or I like to create, like, systems and stuff. I like to plan stuff out. You know, so it would be bringing that together and the fact of we both have strengths and working those strengths in the marriage without feeling like one person is better than the other. And then even helping each other in weaknesses instead of pointing them out and downing them. Like, he wasn't much of a social person. Now, like, we will be in a room and he will be talking to everybody and I will be in the corner. And that's like, I'm never the one in the corner. But now we've like...
I don't talk to everybody.
Everybody. And he will make a friend before me. You have, actually. It's okay. It's a good thing. I'm not mad at it. I be needing to chill out from people. I be needing some me time and not people time instead of people in all the time. So that has strengthened our relationship because we've learned our strengths and how we can strengthen our marriage through our strengths and even our weaknesses on how to get our weaknesses better and not keep them a weakness. As in, okay, I'm not good at this. I'm not going to just be like, okay, well, babe, you're going to do it because I'm not good at it. It's like, okay, well, what can I do just to get a little bit better at it?
Yeah. Got to work together. Definitely got to work together. I would say our experience of traveling and exploring shows us what to do and how to have fun. Especially when we first started. We had a lot of fun without spending money.
Yes.
We learned how to have fun without spending money. Like, people be like, man, y'all went over here, y'all went over there. It's like, man, we was
spent
out
$200.
Right. Maybe $200. We done went snorkeling. We done got something to eat. We were just out and just like figuring it out as we go. Like, and I think we troubleshoot well together And that's probably why we in this situation that we in now. Like just the troubleshooting of figuring this business, parenthood, with the marriage now. So it's like just still continue to troubleshoot together and figure it out as we go, and know that all things gonna work together. All right.
For the good of those who love him and call according
Now
to
you
his
gonna
purpose.
preach it? Okay, you.
Yeah, the whole scripture.
I'll shade. All right. Let's go to the next one. How is the experience of traveling and exploring various? No, that's the same
That's the
thing.
same one. Go to the next one.
Okay, let's go to the next one. That ain't it. Oh, there it is. What challenges did you face when starting your own business, and how did it impact your relationship and personal lives? So I guess this is they want us to do some compare and contrast on like what's the difference between us as life partners and business partners as well as how it prepares you to how it prepares us for our child. So how do we think it prepares such a so
Did you? I started last time, so you gonna start, right?
yeah. So I would say her as a business partner, at first it was like rough for me because I'm very competitive. I think we both very competitive. I think through the time that we've been dating and things like that, like so I remember us playing basketball for the first time, and I told her, I was like, I'm 6'5", 200 something pounds. There's no way you beat me in basketball. And she played basketball, but it didn't matter. I was like, I'm 6'5", 200 something pounds. If I need to win a basketball game, I'm gonna win. I don't care. I'm gonna win. So I took her into the post, and I was drop stepping her, and doing all that, and she threw the ball at me super hard and started cussing at me.
I did not cuss. But he did. Omar Epps in Love and Basketball me. He did all of that. Everything Omar Epps did to her at that last scene, that's exactly what he did. But in the post, like,
so
terrible.
I'm very competitive. I always want to be the best at whatever we're doing. So I study. I figure it out. But I think it's just more so my skill as I've learned that I'm a troubleshooter. So when I find something or a skill or something that we need to learn or I need to learn, I go and do it the most to learn everything I can learn about it. So I'm very analytical. We got into this life insurance stuff. I went into like a deep black hole about the top things or the top things that you can do with life insurance. So I believe that during this journey, it's shown me how to ease up, how to do what I'm doing, and then let her do what she's doing, and not try to do and learn everything, and then try to teach everybody and be the person up here telling everybody what everything is. I like to sit back and just learn now, like not say much, just listen, man. Like we've been around a lot of people who are top of the top. And no matter how much information I learned, I've learned that I need to listen. So I listen to her more. I make sure that before I make a decision, I have to run it by my wife instead of me just like running out and saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's like, no, what do you think?
Very good. Very good. Very good.
It said how it prepares us for our adventure of becoming parents. I believe during this journey of us becoming parents, it will help me, make sure that the house is good before I make decisions. So I'm very driven to push past generational patterns and stuff like that. So. Just putting stuff past like, okay, babe, can we do this? What do we need to do in order to get this accomplished. It's more of a teamwork for me. Like I know I can lean on her to take care of things, and I don't have to do everything myself.
That was good, babe. That was a good job. That was real. Okay. What challenges did you face for starting out? So the biggest challenge was mindset. Like his mindset was shifting, and mine hadn't shifted yet. When it came to like business and studying and reading it, because I was still in the mindset of like 9 to 5. And if you're gonna shift into, running your own business, you can't really have the same mindset of 9 to 5, because it could be a different time frame, and you're responsible for your schedule, not someone else. You're responsible for the tasks you need to make. You're responsible for what needs to get done that day. No one is telling you what needs to get done. So it was that mindset shift, and then he was shifting in the aspect of, reading and attaining a lot of knowledge for it. I was shifting the physical aspect of exercise. Like, I want to exercise, I want to do this, and be a part of this community for exercise, and he kind of wasn't. So that as he shifted with that, I started shifting with the mindset. So it was a shift of mindset in that stage. But what I've learned is that when you first starting out, you have to have a mindset in order to keep going. And then once you get to the next place in life, you have to have another mindset to keep going. You can't have the same mindset. Like, as you go up, your mindset has to elevate too, because you're still sitting here with the mindset you started with when you up here now. So there needs to be a shift. So that's what I've learned. How has it impact our relationship is, the communication wise. Like, of course, him not moving and not saying something, and me being direct with my communication. As wives, sometimes we can be, or even wife or husband can be indirect or passive aggressive, or, I'm not going to say how I'm feeling. I'm going to just do it and see what happens. And it's like, it don't work like that. Like, you need to say what's bothering you. You need to say, okay, well, I believe this needs to happen so that this happens. You can't just go around like being indirect about what needs to happen and expecting the person to know, and then getting upset because they don't know, but you never expressed it. Like that aspect of it. And then for personal life, I just won't, as far as business, I don't think I'm going to ask people to be in business with me if they don't show an interest.
Oh, you talking about, French?
Personal life, like, faced with when you starting your own business, like, you'll probably be thinking, like, oh, man, they going to do business with me. And it's like, make sure they're interested. Make sure that's something that they want to do. Make sure that they even have that mindset. Well, or not even thinking of, like, well, because they had an idea and I did it with them, that I have an idea, they're going to do it with me. It's figuring out the mindset and everything like that. And it's not to say that, like, I was mad or upset about it, but I had to learn, like, okay, well, we're not on the same page as far as that, as I'm shifting, and I can't, and I'm glad I know now, as far rather than later, what it is, so that I can move accordingly. So it's pretty much in the personal life, it was a separation between family and friends and business, and it shows you who has that business mindset and who doesn't. That's what it does show you. Or who has that mindset that is shifting and who doesn't, or who isn't there yet. I didn't fault a person because they weren't doing it. It was more so of realizing for myself, like, okay, I see what lane this is, and okay, this friendship is for this, and this friendship can be this. Yeah. So that's what it taught me in personal life.
Well, yeah, and I think for me, I really never had that many friends. Like, when I first got married to this lady, like, she had a bunch of friends.
They weren't friends. They was people. Some of them was friends.
She has, she just had friends everywhere. And I'm like, I only had maybe 2 or 3 people that I might call. And, we call and we talk for maybe an hour or two. And then I might talk to them the next 2 months or next month later. So we really, those friendships were very, like, stretched out. Like, her, Man, she be on the phone with somebody one day, then they call the next day, and they could continue to update each other about everything that was going on. So, my friendships weren't as close knit. So during this business, I've learned trying to figure out who is a friend. Man, it's crazy. Like some of the best friendships I received this year were from people who were clients. Like, they, people, they'll say, we shared, I shared that I was having a baby with my clients before I did my mama. Right? I had to. Like, if she watches, we'll see if she watches. She might say, "You told your parents." Like, I can see it, but I was in the space, or because you talk to people all the time. They have kids, they have this, they have that, and I wanted some advice, man. I'm like, man, I'm about to become a first time father. Like, what did you do? Like, how did you keep that together? And they gave me some really good advice. One of the young ladies, she prayed for me and my wife. Like, so, we've learned and met some people like out the blue. Like, man, like this business. Like, oh, you want to tell us the story?
We can even talk about right now. Like, we're sitting here, and it was like something going on with the heat, and the
handyman, the contractor.
The contractor comes in, and we're telling him like, oh, we're from Chicago. We give him our business card. He talks about his business, and I was like, oh, I'm expecting. And he was like, oh, can I pray? I'm a deacon at the church up the street, and he like prayed over the family, and I was just like, that was beautiful. Like that literally just happened just now. So, but that's just what we've been running into, like strangers. They're not strangers anymore, but strangers have exposed me and shown me so many things and been so supportive. And man, like that,
let's start naming some of these strangers, okay?
Okay.
Because during this business journey, we run into. It started off with Brian and Yvonne Drennan.
Yes, we got to shout out Brian and Yvonne Drennan out in Dallas, the Drennan Agency out in Dallas, Texas. McKinney, Texas.
They introduced us to a whole new world of us even to imagine what was possible.
Well, the lifestyle of them being husband and wife and running a business from like their home office and being able to like close business and then go for a swim and then come back and finish closing business. Like that was we learned a lot.
Powerful.
That was powerful. We learned a lot from seeing a husband and wife do it together in business, still be married, love on each other, but play their roles in their business.
Let's get back to work. Brian be like they'll do something. You be like, all right, time to get back to work.
Yeah, so it was that aspect of it, like being able to see the lifestyle of working and then doing something like he enjoyed real quick, just to chill out and then get back to it. So we definitely learned a lot from the Drennans.
The Drennans introduced us to Nate Alford and Laura, Nate and Laura. Another married couple. Like Nate is like this super telesales like genius,
right?
And
then I love their dogs, the Drennans dogs and the Alfords. They're both of their dogs.
Carlos.
Shout out to Carlos and Osito. Those two dogs are the reason I am a dog person now. So shout out to those dogs.
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time in Texas with those individuals. We end up actually, doing a lot of different things with them. During it's this one guy, and I'm gonna mention, we saw him way before we actually saw him in person. Arturo Johnson.
Yeah.
This dude, man, like every time I turned my phone on for Facebook, he was the first person there. Like, hey, I see you're an agent. You need to come talk to me, right? And he ended up being at
he sowed the seed of why we're doing what we're doing now.
Yeah.
With this, like
he was one of the first people to tell us to do this.
Yeah, he was, and he would see us and be like, power couple, it's beautiful, y'all doing this together, keep doing it together. So he's like the a big bro of insurance for that. And even when we were out in Nashville for the mastermind, like it's been an amazing journey of finding. They started off as strangers, and like we've learned so much from everybody that we ran into.
Yeah. Who else we gonna go to?
Cody.
Yeah, Cody, definitely. Cody, but who was it? Was it anybody before Cody? No, well, we saw Cody. We actually the reason that we left Illinois to go on this long trip, and we'll talk about that probably in another video, was
we
to
left?
see Cody,
Well, yeah, to see Cody at SWAT.
and we
That
saw
was Nate's
Nate's
SWAT.
event,
Yeah.
and we saw Cody, and then we met Arturo in person, even though we kind of felt like we knew him already from
Like,
Facebook.
for real. Like, I saw him and was like, yo, how you gonna hug my husband? What's up, man? And I found out he's from the south side of Chicago. I was like, from the crib.
Yeah. So,
that-
but
and
Cody, Cody and Lauren. I'm in Lauren now. So
And then his parents.
yeah, Brian and Patty.
Yeah.
And then Dallas and Lori,
Yeah.
Amy and Steve.
Amy and Steve.
And
Oh,
Emma,
no.
little boss lady.
And Young Boss Lady. We can't
Yeah.
just say Amy and Steve. It is the entire Polaris. It's the whole.
Insurance
It's the whole
Solutions.
team. It's Amy, Steve, and Emma, Young Boss Lady. It was amazing to see them as a family. So here's the thing about what they did for us was, of course, we saw them run it as a couple, but we saw them run it as a family. So with the Drennans, we saw them as a married couple, but with them, we saw it as a family. As the daughter, when she walked in, I didn't even realize she was 19 years old when she walked into the office to introduce herself. I'm thinking she like 25, 26 years
Man.
old, and it had nothing to do with how she looked. It was just she was so mature in the office and in business, and she knew so much, you know.
Right.
And I learned a lot from her. And during that time, we were in that office, and she had her daughter. Amy had her daughter there, you know, showing us things. I found out I was having a girl while we were in the office. Like, I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, because I thought I was having a boy for the longest. But I kind of had a feeling at my ultrasound. That's another story. But at the ultrasound, I kind of figured like, we
So-
might be having a girl.
I think we need to end it because we've been for 45 minutes.
It's 45. This is going to be 2 episodes. No, we should do the whole full hour and separate it.
No, I think we should just let it go as it is and keep doing it organically. We're going to get better as we go. We didn't even go through all our questions. Let's see if I got some more here. We can
That's
see.
why we should do the whole thing and edit it.
Mm,
This is two different
that's.
segments.
I'm gonna have to do all that work back.
Oh.
So
I could help. You could just show me how to do it, and I can help.
all right, health and wellness. So we gonna just say these while it's up, and then we gonna cut this off. But how has the focus on health and wellness played a role in your journey? I would say we have a juicer.
Yeah, we bring our juicer everywhere. It travels.
We have
travels with
a
us.
juicer. Like
And an approach to parenthood is pretty much, you know, eating lots of fruits and vegetables, and making sure that, you know, my child has that, and, you know, not pretty much a lot of junk food. My mom told me when she was pregnant with me, she ate McDonald's cheeseburgers every day.
not.
That's what she said.
Not.
And then I came out and I
Not-
got a
not
little
for this
older,
one.
and
Not
I
for this
loved
one.
McDonald's,
No.
and she got mad at me for eating McDonald's all the time. It's like, you did it to me in the womb.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I'm, you know, eating fruits and vegetables, eating healthy meals, so that, you know, my child will have that. And plus, I was a health teacher in PE, so you know, I know better.
All right. Now we're looking ahead as we embark on the journey of parenthood. What are the hopes and aspirations for our family's future? I say we're gonna live abundantly,
Amen.
and we're gonna be blessed, and our child will know no lack. Our child will know and have connections and networks that we would never ever see. As you know, even though you was connected to some people, for me it's like, man, she's gonna be able to be around abundance all the time.
Yep.
You
And
agree?
being, you know, a happy
Happy.
baby, being able to see her parents. Like, some of us, we grew up, our parents probably gave us
Oh,
the world,
man.
but they were at work all the time for it.
My dad
So-
was at work, man. He leave out at 8 in the morning and wouldn't come back to 10 at night. And you know, he was paid well for that time, but to get, like, by the time he wanted to spend time with us, he was tired. I just remember my dad just being so tired, and he would still, you know, fight through it, taking us to our lessons and sitting through baseball games and, you know, recitals and whatever else he needed to sit through. But, you know, he was just always tired. And like, in this situation or where we've been this last year, we've done nothing but travel and work business.
Absolutely. And then
and during this time, working business can be remote. It can be in the office. It can be wherever we want it to be. So, our child will not know a time where we're too busy to spend time with her.
And really quickly, I remember we were at a conference and we saw a married couple with I think the child was a year old.
At the conference.
It
was at Cody's event in Chicago.
And the mom would sit out with the son, and then the father would go in for about 45 minutes, and then they would switch out, and the father would go out with the baby, and then the mom would come in, and they would take notes, and they would switch out. And then toward the end, I just wanted to compliment them on like being able to run business and learn and educate themselves while having their child. And the baby was happy. I mean, the baby was just
a smile.
Just a smiling, like, oh, this was so much fun. We learned so much today, as if the baby learned, because there was a certain point of time where the baby was actually in the room as well during the conference as well. So it's just been beautiful to see families in business. Like the Kenershes weren't the only family we saw. We see other families where their child is 18, 19, 20 years old and they're in business as well. Now, I would love for her to be a part of business, but I do want to show her that you can choose school, and there's other routes for you to still, live abundantly and doing something she really enjoys.
All right. So last question. You go ahead and read that, baby.
What advice would you give to other couples who are navigating similar life transitions, whether it be starting a family, running a business, or both? Foundation of... Okay, I'll say this. One thing we both did was, of course, therapy and pray and the spiritual aspect. Shout out to Pastor Karen, who guided us through that. But healing from any old wounds that family may have caused. Because if you don't heal from that and you just walk around and put a Band-Aid on it, then you're going to pass that Band-Aid to your spouse and to your kids, and then everybody gonna be wearing the same Band-Aids. And it's unfair to the child because the child doesn't know where it came from, but you know where it came from, but you don't want to deal with it. So it's more so growing from any of those things that happen. We both learned about why we are the way we are and where it came from and how we're going to move forward in removing those strongholds that may be generational patterns or generational curses so that they don't come in our family. So I'd say establishing self, of course, spiritually, and then coming together to navigate it to how you're going to move forward, but definitely getting yourself together. That's what I would say.
When I think about marriage and they say teamwork make the dream work, y'all need to have a vision. Y'all need to have a plan. We still going through ours. We're not masters at this.
Sure not. We're not experts.
We're still going through the journey and the fight, but working together for something that will help your family, opposed to working separate. You want to build a legacy together. Like, build a legacy. If you thinking about building a business together, do it. Do it quickly, because I think we're going into a new phase in life and in generation where the couples who work together in business will flourish. That's why we got the Purely Flourishing right here.
There you go, diamond in the cloud. You see
right
it.
There at the bottom.
You see it. You see it.
Yep, that's our stuff. So I'm good. I'm Vernon.
Did you?
I was about to say Katina. I'm Vernon.
I'm Katina.
And we are Purely Flourishing. And here's our thing.
Thanks for tuning in.
We supposed to do the theme. So here's
our
our thing.
Let's do it again.
Here's our thing.
No, do Vernon. You do Vernon.
I'm Vernon.
I'm Katina.
And we are Purely Flourishing. Here's our thing.